不能乱来。我建议你立刻停止妊娠，放弃这个孩子。
医生，就没有别的办法了吗？
The sun hung high in the sky that day, its bright rays casting everything in sharp, unrelenting light. Yet despite the clear, cloudless weather, a shadow seemed to hang over Gao Tu. His face, usually calm, was pale, almost drained of color. He clutched the child tightly in his arms as if holding on to life itself. Then he saw him. Shen Wenlang. In that single moment, all the careful control Gao Tu had over his emotions shattered. His steps faltered, and he instinctively moved backward, protecting the child as if the world itself threatened them. Shen Wenlang had imagined this reunion countless times in his mind. Every detail, every word, every gesture he had rehearsed meticulously. Yet, standing there and seeing Gao Tu, his Omega who had disappeared without a word, he felt the surge of emotions he had tried to suppress. Still, he forced himself to remain rational, to maintain the thin veil of composure he had worked so hard to preserve. He handed the little one, the child he had not yet had the chance to know, over to the nanny. The child, Peanut, stretched his tiny arms toward the nanny, turning his worried gaze toward Shen Wenlang. He had never seen his godfather like this, so restrained, yet radiating an undeniable power. Shen Wenlang's handsome features were rigid, his jaw clenched, as if he were fighting to keep a storm of emotions from exploding. "What do you want to do?" A voice broke the tension. Maheng stepped forward, standing between Gao Tu and Shen Wenlang, his expression firm and challenging. Shen Wenlang's gaze narrowed. He recognized Maheng immediately. The man who dared to act as Gao Tu's protector, who thought he could challenge him. Shen Wenlang's patience for such arrogance was thin. Maheng's presence was not welcomed. He had been the reason Gao Tu had fled their homeland, forcing both of them into a foreign land to start over. And now, years later, he dared to stand in his path as if nothing had changed. Maheng was not a friend. He was a thief who had taken what Shen Wenlang held dear, forcing him to traverse oceans and dig through the depths to reclaim it. Zhang Fafai, who had been quietly observing, sensed the tension immediately. She did not know the full history, but she understood enough. Gao Tu's fear, Maheng's hostility. It was clear that this was a story long in the making. A relationship forged in bonds and betrayals far too deep to allow for simple conversation. "Dad!" Gao Lela's voice broke through the tension. He was in pain, but he tried to focus on his father, sensing the strain on Gao Tu's body. He raised his small arm and brushed sweat from Gao Tu's forehead, whispering softly, "Dad, if you're not feeling well, we can go home." Gao Tu, despite his exhaustion and fear, nodded slightly. The child had always been sensible, always attuned to his father's needs. Although they were at the amusement park, a place Gao Lele lived, he understood that his father's health came first. Shen Wenlang stepped closer, his eyes fixed on the child in Gao Tu's arms. His voice, usually so commanding, softened slightly. "Is that my child?" Gao Tu's response was instant, defensive. "No!" He took several steps backward, fear written across his features. Shen Wenlang's heart clenched. Why did Gao Tu lie? Why did he flinch at his presence? He didn't understand. He wanted to reach out, to assure Gao Tu, to make him feel safe again. But the walls Gao Tu had built were formidable. "Dad," Gao Lela murmured again, trying to comfort his father. Despite the tension, he squeezed Gao Tu in a gentle, reassuring hug. "Let's go back. I don't want to play anymore." Gao Tu finally nodded, voice weak. "Okay, let's go back." But Shen Wenlang, like an immovable mountain, blocked their path. Maheng's attempt to intervene was thwarted by the bodyguards who flanked Shen Wenlang. His defiance met with immovable strength. "You scumbag! Stay away from the little rabbit!" Shen Wenlang's voice rang out, sharp and commanding. His pheromones, subtle but powerful, radiated control, pressing down on Maheng like a physical weight. "Little rabbit?" Maheng muttered, taken aback. He could feel the danger radiating from Shen Wenlang. It was as if a storm had arrived, one that could not be reasoned with. The tension was palpable. Ma Heng, restrained and struggling, could only watch as Shen Wenlang took measured steps toward Gao Tu. Every movement was precise, every glance laden with intent. The level of control and power difference between them was stark. What seemed like a confrontation was, in truth, one-sided. "Stop!" Gao Tu's voice cracked. Concern for Ma Heng showed even in his panic. "Our business has nothing to do with him. Let him go." The word "we" struck Shen Wenlang like a cord vibrating through his chest. In that instant, the world narrowed. Gao Tu and he were one. Their matters were theirs alone. It didn't matter who else was present. This was between them, and no one else could intervene. Shen Wenlang softened slightly, sensing Gao Tu's fear. He didn't want to escalate it, didn't want to terrify him further. Carefully, he approached, every step deliberate. "Gao Tu, why are you hiding from me?" His voice was quieter now, infused with something more than authority. Something intimate, personal, aching. Gao Tu's mind raced. He had avoided thinking about Shen Wenlang for years. Whenever he did, it was only fleeting memories from school days, a time when life seemed simpler. He tried to bury the adult memories, the times at work, the private moments, the heat of desire and longing. He clung to the past, to the hazy beauty of what had once been, as if remembering it otherwise would destroy him. Shen Wenlang, tall and commanding as ever, loomed before him. But the expression on his face was unlike any Gao Tu had seen in memory. There was caution, and there was pain, emotions he could not yet comprehend. But Gao Tu did not want to understand. He only wanted to take his child and leave. He could not fathom why Shen Wenlang refused to let him go, even though he had left their home and fled to another country. Was Shen Wenlang worried about him? About their child? Or was it something deeper, something Gao Tu was too afraid to confront? Shen Wenlang stopped a few feet away, allowing a small space, sensing Gao Tu's tension. "I'm not here to hurt you," he said, voice softening further. "I just want to talk, to understand, to find you again." Gao Tu's breath hitched. The words, though gentle, carried a weight that made his chest tighten. He felt trapped by Shen Wenlang's presence, by his own fear, by the memories he had tried to suppress. Ma Heng, still restrained, glared with frustration. He wanted to protect Gao Tu, to pull him away, but even he could see the futility. Shen Wenlang's control over the room, over the atmosphere, was absolute. The child, Peanut, looked up at both men, sensing the tension but unaware of its origins. His small hand reached for his father instinctively, seeking comfort in the familiar warmth that Gao Tu provided. Shen Wenlang's gaze softened as he looked at the child. The child was a part of him, a bond that had formed even before he could truly know him. And yet, Gao Tu still flinched, still kept a distance as if shielding something precious from him. "Gao Tu." Shen Wenlang's voice trembled slightly, revealing the vulnerability he rarely showed. "You don't have to be afraid. I'm here. I've always wanted to find you, to make sure you were safe." Gao Tu's hands tightened around the child. His heart raced, caught between fear and a deep, unspoken yearning. He wanted to run, to protect the life he held dear, yet a part of him, an old, buried part, longed for the warmth and protection only Shen Wenlang could give. The world seemed to hold its breath. Time slowed, and for a moment, nothing existed but the three of them. Shen Wenlang, Gao Tu, and the child who had unwittingly become the bridge between them. Shen Wenlang stepped closer, cautiously, his hand reaching out but stopping just short. "You don't have to face this alone. Not now, not ever." Gao Tu's knees weakened. Memories, desires, regrets all tangled together crashed over him. He felt the pull of the past, the danger of the present, and the uncertainty of the future. And yet, in that moment he realized he had a choice. He could run, he could hide, or he could face Shen Wenlang, face the emotions he had buried, and confront the connection that had never truly broken. The sun continued to shine, oblivious to the tension below. And in that light, Gao Tu took a shaky breath. His grip on the child loosened just enough to allow Shen Wenlang to approach. "Let's talk," he whispered, voice barely audible, trembling with fear and something unspoken, something dangerous and beautiful. Shen Wenlang nodded, his eyes softening. The storm of emotions simmered just beneath the surface, but for the first time in years, he felt hope. A fragile, trembling hope, but hope nonetheless. And in that quiet, charged moment, amidst the echoes of their past, the pain and the longing, a new chapter began one neither of them could have anticipated, yet both were irresistibly drawn toward. The reunion had begun. Did this reunion give you all the feels? If you were moved by Gao Tu and Shen Wenlang's story, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more heartbreaking and dramatic BL moments. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you never miss a story that will tug at your heartstrings.